Butler, what he's been like? What's Coach Mitchell like on the field?
Coach Mitchell just the same. You know, he's a little more laid back than Coach Butler is, but he's definitely up there. You know, when we're going through individual periods and team periods, and he's just working with the safeties, he's in your ear. If you make a mistake, and he has to tell you more than once, and he's going to be in your ear. So, you know, it's really not a let off from Coach Butler to Coach Mitchell. It's just the fact that we get more one-on-one time with Coach Mitchell. Well, I do as a safety.
And who are some of the young DBs that have maybe stood out a little bit this year that you've kind of noticed?
So far, throughout the spring, throughout the couple practices we had, Ryan Kaiser, he's been stepping up a lot. Jesse Delaval, Malik Golden's making a good transition from receiver. Jordan Lucas at corner. Jordan Smith, Anthony Smith. They're all vying for playing time. So and they've been practicing really well. They've been catching up to the playbook and really starting to play fast. They're getting out of the high school mode and starting to play like college players.
We saw Obeng out there just doing some stuff that looks like no hitting and whatnot. How important is it to have him out there, though, a guy who played a lot like you last year, just to kind of teach some of those younger guys?
Oh, it's really important. Not just for him, because you know, with him, he has to, you know, still get the mental reps and things like that. He's not going to be on the field, be hitting and things like that. So he definitely has to get the mental reps every practice. And then also, while he's getting those mental reps, he can help the guys like Ryan Kaiser and Malik Golden, like go through the transition from last year where they weren't playing into this year where they'll be playing a lot. And the playbook, you know, our playbook isn't the easiest playbook. So when Obeng is out there and I'm on the field and I can't say too much to those guys, he's out there watching them when I can't. So he'll say something to them, and then they'll take it and they'll learn from it.
When you say it's not the easiest playbook, how is it complicated? And I mean, you don't have to give me plays or whatnot, but what makes it complicated, I guess, is a better way of asking it.
It's not. I misspoke. It's not really complicated. It's just that we're very multiple. We're very multiple. We have a variety of different looks, and for somebody coming straight out of high school, out of a high school scheme and things like that, it'll be a little tough for them to catch on to the things that we do.
Is it fair to say that you guys make a lot of adjustments, but based on when you see the other team lining up to do? Is that kind of part of it?
Yeah, that's any defense, you know, and especially with our offense, with all the looks that they give us. It's really a test to the scheme that Coach Butler has installed and things like that.
How important is this time of year for you, especially the veteran guys, for somebody to step up and lead this team? How important is the spring for this?
It's really important. You know, it's a handful of guys that really have stepped up. You know, John Urschel, Adam Grass, Laquan Jones, Glenn Carson. You know, it's guys that step up every year. I mean, that's just the nature of football. And you know, every year you'll have a couple guys that step up because the Mike Maldys and Mike Zordiches, they're gone. So everything doesn't have to come into place right now, but by August 31st against Syracuse, every leader will be established, and we'll definitely have everything underway.
Everything's kind of shaking down at the corner positions. I mean, you lose Steph, who's a really big, important player for you. Obviously Amos would be a guy there, I'm guessing, but otherwise, who are some of the guys we should look out for?
So far, Jordan Lucas, he's been having a wonderful spring so far. I mean, it's only been 3 or 4 practices, but he's really showing off. Jordan Smith, he's catching on a lot. Anthony Smith's catching on. You know, those guys right there, those are the core guys that's really been catching the eye of me personally.
With those multiple looks, how much does the second year, how much more comfortable to you personally and as a defense does it feel like you guys are with the system?
I'm a lot more comfortable. Personally, last year I missed some opportunities that I hesitated on making plays when I knew the play was coming. But this year, like I understand the defense, I understand the schemes more, and now I've been in the film room and I can understand what I did wrong and I learned from it. So personally, it's another year in the system just makes more opportunities for me to make plays.
How
does that help on the field?
It helps
naturally. Or?
Yeah, it helps a lot. It allows me to play faster because I've seen so many looks. I've played in so many games. I have a number of plays under my belt. So when I see a look or I've watched enough film to know what's coming, I can just react to it and not hesitate. And then you hesitating is the difference between breaking up a pass and intercepting a pass.
One of the things John Butler told us last year was that one of the keys for DBs is doing what you said, picking off passes, making big plays. Are you cognizant of the fact that a Penn State DB hasn't scored a TD in a while?
Yeah,
Is that a motivator?
it doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't go through our mind. We understand the fact that we have to make more plays. That's just the nature of the game. We have to be playmakers back there, and we have to get into the end zone. I'm sure everybody's vying for that. They're betting in the locker room trying to see who's going to get the first touchdown or get the first interception. I mean, it's all in competition. We're competing with each other just like we're competing with other teams.
Can you give us a scouting report on the QBs? Have you faced them much? I mean, everybody's wondering who's looking good, how things are going.
To me, so far they're all looking good. I mean, the playbook that they have is probably 10 times what we do on defense. But you know, everything's going good. We just have to wait and see who gets the job.
You got to see Steven last year. What have you seen so far from Tyler? Does he have a pretty good arm, strong arm? How has he adapted so far?
Oh, he's good. He's adapted. I mean, and just personal workouts, like we do one-on-ones without anybody out there. We do one-on-ones. He's got a rocket, you know, and both of the guys do. We just have to see what happens if both of them learn the playbook, if both of them don't fold under pressure, things like that. Just the intangibles that a quarterback has to have to play at this level.
How did they handle pressure?
We haven't thrown anything at them yet. I mean, it's the third or fourth day of practice. You know, everything's still going in. We just have to wait and see.
What's it like for you guys at practice? How much do you cover the tight ends? Because you guys have like a crazy amount of tight ends. And
yes.
How difficult is it? Because you got guys 6'7" out there.
The safeties, we do one-on-ones with the tight ends every day, and those guys, I mean, you might as well call it tight end you know, instead of linebacker you, because tight ends that we have, they're more than capable of carrying a team. Jesse James, Kyle Carter, you know, Matt Lehman, going one-on-ones against those guys. Jesse James, he probably could be a receiver if you really ask him to, because he has the speed and he runs good routes, and then he's big as I don't know what. So, you know, it's easy for him to get open, and it's a challenge to me every day, because I'm the one going against him, and you know, I take it upon myself. I want to compete with him every day, because he's one of the best out there, and for me to get better, I have to make plays on him. So.